Curious what it's like to major in college in badminton in China? Today I'm gonna pull back the net and show you. Hey guys, Badminton Becky, an American living and playing badminton in China, and as I think you probably know, I am a university teacher. I teach English, I don't teach badminton, obviously. But this school, my school, is actually one of the top badminton schools in the nation for badminton majors. And today, I am playing in a competition. My school is very badminton friendly. Every week, they rent the courts, you might have seen it in my last video, for free for any teacher that wants to play. They provide the shuttles, they provide the courts. It's like 4 hours, 3 times a week in the school court. So you can just go after you get off work. They do like from 4 to 8. So after you get off work or class, you can go to the courts, play a couple hours, go home, eat dinner, or you can go eat dinner first and come back and play and whatever. It's super awesome. But my school is even bigger with students studying badminton. Like here, we are at the TU Sheyuan. That's like the sports college. This is their gym. You can kind of see in the background all these old posters. These are like Olympic medalists, world champion medalship, not in badminton, in all sports. They are, who have won major world championships that were students at this university. Today, I'm doing a competition, and I rarely come to this gym because this gym is for the sports majors who either are majoring in badminton or just majoring in a sport and they play badminton. So this is not where the teachers come. They have a recreational court. There's 4 badminton halls on my campus. This is a large university, 25,000 students, and this is by far the oldest, if you can kind of tell. So this is the hall. It is quite old, and there is a second floor. There are 8 courts down here and probably 8 courts up there as well. And this is one of the oldest original buildings. I don't know the history of the sports college. I don't know the history, honestly, of my school that much. We did celebrate like 105th anniversary or something like that a few months ago. So the school has been around a long time. It's a Chen Jiaogan Takanki is his English name. If you know anything about Xiamen University was started by him. He started dozens of schools. We are one of the schools that he started. A little history. He was a famous overseas Chinese, made his fortune and spent it on education in Xiamen City. So the head coach or the department head, or I don't know her official title, she is actually one of the highest ranked umpires like in the world. Whatever like the highest level is, she is that. She doesn't generally do umpiring or anything at major competitions, though she was recently at the World Championships. She is not a on-court umpire. She's like too high for that. So she is, I guess, one of the ones when the on-court umpire has a problem. She is that level, and she like literally hangs out with like Lin Dan and Chen Long and like Zhao Yunlei. She actually connected me, and I'm friends with Zhao Yunlei now because of her. So she's super awesome, and she's very active in the Xiamen badminton community. And she's also the head coach or dean or whatever. I don't know how many classes she actually teaches, but she definitely coaches the badminton majors. And I don't know, again, this is all kind of what I picked up over the years. I don't know the intricate details, but if you look, let's see if I can show you. This is a fun competition for teachers, but it's also a learning opportunity for the students. Because if you look, all the umpires are students, and they also have line judges, which this size competition would never have a line judge. There are 2 line judges per court. So it's obviously just an exercise for students, because to be a badminton major in China, you're not going to be on the national team. If you're going to a public university, you're way too late to the game. The national team will snag you up at, 13, 14, 15. And if you, go through the public school system, and this is a public university, you will not be on the national team. But people that do graduate with a badminton major, not sports major, just badminton, they are considered professional by the definition of the competitions. So some competitions in Xiamen don't allow professional players, so they are not allowed to play in those competitions, even though they're not national team players. So there are some competitions they can play in, but not all. And in fact, I am sure several teachers here have graduated from the sports college and are now teachers here. So recently somebody wrote to me and asked me, where do the elite players in China train? And the answer is nowhere that you can go. China does not have a ranking system. There is no national ranking system. The national team has a ranking system. So you're either in the national team system or out. There's no in between. So it's not like you're like the #1 ranked kid and then you play for the national team. It's like you're a kid that is excelling in your city, and then the national team coach will find you and snag you and then put you into that private closed system. Private with their own coaches in their own courts. And you know, the China national team has hundreds of players, most of whom will retire at age 21, 22, because they have never played in a major competition and they will never have a chance. So they just retire and become coaches or get another job or something. So there is no national rankings. So there is no comparing like the top women's singles player in Xiamen to the top singles player in Beijing, except just who wins and who loses. So every city has its quote-unquote elite players. Every city has its top players, which actually makes for some very funny comparisons. Since this is a university competition with department playing department, my captain wrote to us and he goes, bad news, guys. Our seed includes like the law department, bioengineering, and like aquaculture. And everyone was like, ooh, that's a tough seed. And I'm like, I don't even know what that means, because this is the first time I've ever played in a team badminton competition at my school. She's the one. So she's checking on all of her students, making sure. We are running behind because our people were not here. So she's upset we're running behind. See that shirt that guy has? He just gave me one. That's my department. It's a school of foreign language. So most of these people are actually English teachers, though we are all speaking Chinese most of the time. And by the way, our students are notorious for being terrible at sports. First off, we have very, very low male students. Probably about 8% of our students are men. The class that I have with the most guys is like 25 women and 4 guys. Many classes have 1 to 2 guys. So first off, it's, you know, majority female. And then also it's, you know, the language kids. They're more into theater and singing and arts. And they win competitions in singing and acting, but they rarely win sports competitions. I think never. And many of the teachers, of course, in China, whatever your major is, you generally will have that as your job. So many of the teachers of the language department are former language majors. So, you know, not a ton of super sporty people. For the crisis, we apparently don't have enough people to play. So I don't know what we're gonna do. Originally they had me down for like men's doubles. So I don't know if we're gonna have to play men's doubles or the guys are just gonna play a lot. Just to truly prove how bad School of Foreign Language teachers are. Even with me playing men's doubles, we didn't have enough men on our team to play. So I don't know what happened. They just like called a friend that must have been like in his office or something. And he just came, and this guy, my partner, had no idea how to play badminton. And very quickly I could tell we had no chance, but it was like just totally funny because everybody knew we had no chance. Actually, before we started playing, I said, you know, I'll play the back, we'll play men's doubles. And then I walked away, but on the video, I could actually hear him talking to someone. He said, oh, she's gonna play the back. And the person he was talking to was like my captain or something. And the person said, yeah, of course she's gonna play the back. And then they said, you should probably try to stick to the front and just let her play because everybody knew this guy could not play. So obviously that was just funny, that guy couldn't play. I'm interested to see how he missed some of those shots. I got him some beautiful, tall clears that were super easy to hit and he missed them. So, yeah, video. Okay. Anyway, seems like a nice guy, right? Did you see me like smiling the whole game? Because it was fun, because I actually know those guys we were playing against. The shorter guy I actually like playing with. He's very nice and always very friendly to me when I see him at competitions. It was kind of a fun game, even though maybe because we had no chance. And it wasn't my fault. I was the one that was much stronger, so fun game, actually. So you can see there's one line judge, and there's another line judge, and then the umpire, all students. This competition, by the way, we will play 3 games. Our first team is against the law department, which apparently won first place last year, so everyone's like, ooh, they're so good. So I will say this school has the highest amount of teachers that play in the city competitions. We are by far the #1 school for teachers playing badminton. Ironically, despite having badminton majors, and I don't think any other school in the city has it, very few colleges in China actually have a badminton major. They have like sports where you could maybe focus on badminton, or your sport could be badminton, but it's not an actual badminton major. And I saw something, we had a meeting, and they kind of do all the great stuff that the school has done over the past year. And it went by really fast, and I'm not quite sure what it was because it was all in Chinese and I didn't have enough time to look at it. It was something about the different key majors in our school, and badminton was listed #1. So I think we have a very high ranked, like in the public education system, I think we have a very high ranked badminton major, which is super cool. But ironically, we do not have the best students in the city because the badminton majors are generally not allowed to play in competitions. The best badminton kids at our school can't play in the competition. They can't be on the school team, but the other school is the best kids can. So we don't have the best students in the city, but we do have the best teachers. Woo! That guy in the China shirt you might recognize from my last competition. We were on the same team, and the other woman on my team, we were also on the same team last weekend. And my other teammates are on other departments, so my team last weekend was all teachers, and obviously this weekend, but different teachers. Also, this whole little area, we're in the sports area, so there is other sports. I'll show you. So this, I don't know what they're doing. Cheer, dance, and then over there are some tennis courts and some students exercising over there, and there is boxing. Can't see through those trees. There's a boxing place. So very active, sporty school for sure. Just not my students. They're little nerds. Gotta love them. So I just talked to the woman, who's in charge of the badminton majors, and I asked her how many badminton majors are there, and she said 8. And then she said something I didn't totally understand, but there's like 20, because there's more than 8 people here today. So I think there's like 20 people that are not specifically badminton majors, but sports majors that are also like kind of specializing in badminton. Their degree will just be sports, where 8 people, their degree will be badminton. So very, very, very small. With English majors, literally hundreds. Very different from my department. The next question is, of course, how do you become a badminton major? Now that I am not sure, because we are a public university. So the way you can become a student at the school is, in China, they have something called the Gaokao. It's the college entrance exam. And only the entrance exam determines your major and your school. So you cannot choose your school, you cannot choose your major. After you take this college entrance exam, you get a list of all the majors and all the schools you can go to, and then you choose it. So, like for instance, my students that study English, they didn't do anything special in high school to prepare for English. They didn't know they were going to be English majors in high school. But obviously sports and music, things like that are a little different. So I have a feeling with only 8 badminton majors, I have a feeling it's probably, they probably have some sort of interview, gameplay to show their skill. Again, these are people that did not make the national team, so they're not like super top players. I'm guessing you don't have to be top skill, but I'm guessing you have to show some aptitude at badminton and some passion for badminton to be accepted if there's only 8 people. Then the final question is, what kind of jobs can you do with a badminton major? Obviously, in China, badminton is bigger than in the West, but it's you know, not a huge lucrative job with a ton of opportunities. Almost everyone that I know that has graduated as a badminton major, they become a coach. I think basically the only 2 or 3 solutions is coach, umpire, although I don't even think in China you could make enough money to make a living just being an umpire. I think you would have to coach and be an umpire. That's what most do. Or honestly, most people have another job and then on the weekends they do umpiring. Or become a teacher in a school, which I guess is also a coach, different kind of coach. You know, you can coach private students at a court, or you can open your own courts, or coach at a school and be like a teacher coach. I think those are the only options that would be viable, and everyone I know, honestly, they've all become coaches that I know have graduated. So it's not like being a badminton major in China is like a road to success and gold and riches. It's just kind of the end game is going to be the same as many other, you know, retired pro players or whatever, is you become a coach. Although, again, these guys can't be pro players, so they won't make money off playing badminton, just coaching and teaching, whatever. Unfortunately, I didn't film that game, but we kicked butt. We got so many points. I think we got 12 points. It was 12-0 before they got their first point, and it ended 30-12. So we kicked Aquaculture's butt. So who's laughing at the foreign language department now, baby? I asked one of my teammates if we have a chance to continue playing because we finished our small round, and if we have a chance to move on. And he said we do have a chance. So I put on my official shirt, so I'm a team player. We've all got the shirt on now, I think. So it's fun. It's fun. So despite my valiant effort in the last game, we lost. So we finished. We're the 3rd team in our small group. So taking off, going home. I'm used to being on the underdog team, so it's totally fine. And I got a nice shirt. Tomorrow there's another competition. I think it's individual, so you don't have to play with your department. You can play with any teacher at the university. But I am leaving on an airplane tomorrow. So I'm going traveling for a couple weeks, so can't do that. And I hope now you guys have a better understanding of how the Chinese system works.
Very good.
So that's it. I'll see you guys next time on the court. Bye.